Welcome to the Indie Corner, where we talk about all things independent comics, specifically the greatest super comic book in the universe. Robert Kirkman's Invincible. I'm Mikey.
I'm Christian.
I'm Matt.
And today, people are back at it again on our 20th episode of our podcast. Another milestone, people.
Yeah.
It took us 2 years to get to 20 episodes.
Has it really been 2 years? That's ridiculous.
Basically, we started when, episode 1 came out, 2019, during the summer? That sounds about right.
And we did 20 episodes already? Just 20?
Well, just 20, yeah.
Yeah, that's
so
funny.
we average 10 episodes a year.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Which is one episode every 1.2 months.
Basically, I mean, listen, we've done a pretty good job of being consistent from when we started. So
we did.
That deserves right a slow clap, you know. But yeah, this is our 20th episode, and I'm very excited. Which means, checking the spreadsheet, we only have around 12 episodes left until we're done. Discounting if we want to do more like bonus episodes or not. So it's almost we're almost there. We're almost there. But yeah, so episode 20, we're going to be talking about volume 15 of Invincible, which is the Get Smart arc. I've not seen that sitcom, but I've seen that movie with Steve Carell and The Rock. It's great. And that's going to cover issues 79 to 84, so we're almost at 100. So yeah, so then I'm excited. You're excited. We're all excited. We're going to get it done. All right, so Matt, you got issue 79, right?
Yeah, you bet I do. Invincible number 79 is a little slowdown. It's a little story about Mark and Eve for the most part.
Basically.
So it opens with Mark talking to oh God, Mikey, I forgot his name.
Art. You can't forget our boy
Arnold, and I know it's not right. And Mark's really not happy with some of the changes to his suit. And so he gets himself some fingerless gloves and he changes the boots to this blue. And I think it looks a lot better, honestly.
I mean, it's just the fingerless gloves are gone, as well as he just gets the old the gloves are gone, so he goes back to fingerless, and then he gets the more of the padded boots that he had before. So it's just the same old costume that he had originally, which I think is cool.
I think it looks better, honestly.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I kind of dug the whole traditional superhero look with the full gloves and the more cloth boots like that. I didn't mind it, but I mean, yeah, it's nice to go back to the original.
Yeah, it is. So Mark flies home and Eve's here, and Mark's real weird about her weight. And then he gets a call from the hotline, and he has to go, and there's a montage of him doing superhero shit, and he's just like, it's good to be back. He's real happy to be back doing his Invincible superheroing. So there's a scene here where Eve is talking to Mark's mom because the two of them are friends now, which makes a lot of sense. Mark was in space for a couple days, so they got really close, and I really like their relationship. I think that even Debbie being friends is awesome. And I think Mark being weird about it is super immature and kind of annoying.
It is immature and annoying. But I mean,
wow, that's upsetting because I would have been weird about it.
Really?
Well, why? Why would he be weird about it?
I don't know. Just having a girlfriend, just being friends with your mom, hanging out. I never got to that level of new things, so it'd be weird to me. That's my mom. Don't talk to my mom. Who are you?
But I also wanted to turn these pages and get these cool pages of Mark, doing his superhero thing back in his old costume, and I like it a lot. It's cool stuff.
Yeah, it's really cool stuff. But yeah, I don't like how Mark's so weird about it.
It's fine. Let him rock.
And I want to see more of Eve and Debbie hanging out.
That's actually true though. I do like them hanging out though. Yeah.
I mean, listen, they were all gone, so they only had each other, so it makes sense.
True. Yeah, of course.
And Debbie's an interesting character.
Debbie, I think, is my favorite character other than Alan.
Mm.
I really like Debbie a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel for her.
Yeah.
So Nolan's in the Pentagon, and he decides he just he can't stay here. I assume here means Earth. And then we check in on Dinosaurus real quick. Dinosaurus is all chained up, and he figures out what makes him turn to Dinosaurus. And of course, then he turns into Dinosaurus and presumably breaks out. So Eve and Mark are flying over to Immortal's house, right?
Immortal and Duplicate, yeah.
Immortal
they're
and Duplicate.
together.
And Duplicate is kind of really shitty.
She's just
to Eve just all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know why Duplicate has this problem with Eve. Although I guess they kind of have history, huh?
I mean, yeah, because I mean, she did cheat on Eve. She did Rex cheated on Eve with her and all that stuff. So
maybe she's
a
shitty person.
Yeah, she's just for the lack of a better word, she's just being very bitchy towards Eve, and it's just like, not okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's an interesting scene. I think it feels kind of natural. This really awkward dinner. Mark and Eve are still kind of figuring out their relationship and where it's going, especially considering Mark doesn't know about the whole baby situation that's coming up, and Immortal and Kate have these kids, and it's really awkward in a way that I think is kind of natural. I think it's kind of really cool.
The fact that I think, do they mention that the kids will potentially have powers as well, or no?
I don't think they actually talk about that, do they?
Okay, I just thought they did, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't remember anything from that.
Would they be Immortal Duplicate babies? Like,
oh my god, that'd be overpowered.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Why isn't it like My Hero Academia rules where your powers merge? Like that'd be amazing. Why aren't we seeing any babies?
That would be very interesting.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah. Maybe it's just me finding an opportunity to talk My Hero Academia now that it's back. Season 5, baby.
Dude, if you want to have a podcast about My Hero instead?
I'm down.
Dude, honestly, yeah. Yeah.
But not right now because we're talking about Invincible.
I'm all caught up in the manga. It's so good, bro.
Dude, I am also.
But
I'm not.
Yeah.
But
all right. It's official. We're gonna do a podcast then. It's on the air.
Okay.
People see it. I'm gonna call you guys out on it eventually, but back to Invincible.
Exactly.
Okay. So yeah, Kate and Eve had a conversation while they're watching up, and Kate's talking about how great her life is, basically. And she hands this baby to Eve, and Eve just starts crying. And she and Mark go outside, and they have this conversation, and Eve tells him that she had an abortion, and then they both cry, and he's like, "I'm sorry," and it's a pretty touching scene. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, this is as real as it gets with Invincible, because this is the first comic that I ever read that touched on a subject abortion and stuff like that, and it's a pretty real reaction towards that, because what can you I can't imagine what that conversation would be like, and they just cry and and look at each other, and it's just it's beautiful,
Yeah.
So, thoughts on 79 people?
It's a pretty good issue. Not a whole lot happens, but not a whole lot has to happen, I think.
Exactly. Yeah.
It was nice to see Immortal and Kate again, just not to forget that they exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're as lame as I'd expect them to be.
They are.
Yeah, it was good to see them again. Obviously, it's nice to have those two back together and see the dynamic. The war was fun and all, but
it was.
Yeah.
But like this is a nice like grace period, you know. It's a good grace period.
Yeah, for sure.
I like this issue. It's as in a good grace period. I mean, pretty simple issue. I mean, it's just nothing as in what Matt said, nothing really like very like big happens in this, but like I mean, well, big in a grandiose way. But like when it comes to like Mark and Eve's relationship, this is a pretty big like moment for them and their like evolution as like a couple and stuff. I forgot this happened. I actually forgot this happened. Like I was like, oh shit, like because I actually like thought that like a kid was just gonna show up and be like, hi dad, or some shit. But like no, like she had an abortion and like that's real and it happens, in life. So I mean, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you talk about issue 80.
Number 80, yeah, dude, this cover is awesome,
dude. Listen again. Ryan Otley doesn't disappoint with the covers, of course.
Yeah.
How can you not like a dinosaur man in armor on fire?
I know.
It's like everyone's dream.
It's my favorite Invincible cover. I think this is so cool. It's just ridiculous.
It is, man. He's wearing a diaper. He's wearing a metal diaper, bro. Like it's
not a diaper, Mikey. It's a warrior loincloth made out of steel.
That he probably pisses and shits in,
Yeah. Like warriors. That's what they do. You think they have time to shit in the battlefield? No, they just put the pants on the time.
All right, back to I'm sorry. So this issue opens with Nolan and Debbie leaving. So I guess they are potentially maybe getting back together, which
I don't like
that.
Yeah, I mean that thing with like the last issue as well, when like Nolan said like he had to leave. Like at first that he meant just like leave the Pentagon because everyone was staring at him because he tried to like conquer the Earth and almost killed his son. But no, right? It's like no, I'm getting the fuck out of like we're going back to Coalition of Planets, to Telestria,
Yeah.
He's like, I want to go see the world. I want to go see space too, which is a great, it's a reasonable reason to go out,
Most definitely.
I mean, yeah, if I had the chance to go to space, then I would choose to go to space. But I don't know. I don't think she should get back with Nolan. I think Debbie can do better than him. Than somebody who
we don't really know if they're gonna go back to it. They're just figuring things out, and at the same time, like she wants to go see Oliver. Because remember, Oliver's recovering there. So
yes,
I think it just really undermines her growth as a character. Like all that we went through, all that pain and struggle with her through these comics, and it's like, nah, fuck it, throw that shit out. They love each other. Yeah.
I agree. And the second he shows back up, I don't know.
So upsetting. But still, it's nice to see her happy, I guess.
It is nice to see her happy, but
but in reality, she's just like, I don't know. I just want to like. I mean, we can maybe figure things out, but like, I just want to see my other son.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
So they leave. Mark has a conversation about how he misses his mom, and then is weird about Eve being friends with her again. I don't remember if it's this issue. It is this issue where Mark starts having another weird problem about sleeping in the master bedroom.
Yeah,
I don't get that either. Honestly,
what do you mean?
I don't get why he's weird about that either.
Because his parents have sex on it.
So
do you feel comfortable? Do you feel comfortable sleeping on your parents' bedroom that they probably made you on it?
Yes. I'm first of all, no, I was born in Jersey, but also yeah.
Oh, okay, then that's fine. That bed's long gone then.
So anyway, they sleep in a twin bed together because he's weird. And then Mark goes to check in on William, the first time in like 30 issues, it feels like.
Yeah.
And Williams is dating Rick.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mark's really weird about that too.
When do you think this issue came out? Like 2000 and I don't know. I look it up. Cause like
maybe.
Yeah, because there's probably like relevant humor like that time because not a lot of people were that open to. Well, they were open, but it was still an uncomfortable situation when like someone came out to them or something like that.
I guess, man. I guess.
Or like when you come back from a war and then you're just like, wait, so you're gay now? You didn't tell me?
I mean, I guess, dude. I don't know. Mark's really weird about it, and then William gets upset because Mark was weird about it, but he thinks it's his fault, and it really wasn't. Like y'all know, I'm not the biggest fan of William. He's not my favorite character, but it's not his fault that Mark was weird about this shit.
It's not.
Like, what if it's just he's weird about all this, not because it's weird to have your girlfriend as a friend, or it's weird for your parents to be gone for a while on a vacation, or it's weird that his friend's gay? What if he's just weird about it because it's so much change all at once?
That could be it.
That could be it.
Yeah, it's like
that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, it's like you're coming into like an alternate timeline for him, but it's his actual home. You know.
Mm-hmm. You know what?
That's my perspective of it. Yeah.
I hadn't thought of it that way. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because he was gone for a long time, and now he's back and everything's different. That's got to be.
That's gotta be it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know what? I hadn't thought of that. I think that's a very good perspective. Yeah.
Thank you. I try.
Oh, anyway, William's gay. And then Mark flies off, and he runs into Gravitron or Gravitator or something.
Gravitator, yeah.
Gravitator. He just has a conversation where he's like, "Yo, Gravitator, stop, dude. You don't do this anymore." And Gravitator's like, "Oh, okay. Listen, I wasn't planning on fighting Invincible. You're like, you're way out of my league.
You're like God tier.
I'm gonna just stop, and then you can go home, and I'll go home, and we're done." And so they do that.
Because like all he wanted to do was just like, I'm just robbing this place so I can buy my wife a ring.
Yeah.
And he's just like, dude, you can just sell your tech. You don't have to rob places.
Yeah. That's pretty impressive stuff.
I think it's really cool to see Mark grow as a superhero and the way he handles problems. I think that's super cool. Mm-hmm. And like that's in this scene and stuff later on also. But
yeah.
And then there's this whole scene where Mark goes to the comic book store. And he's got like a year's worth of science dog to buy, and it's this funny little conversation about comics. It doesn't matter, but it's kind of cute, I guess. And then Art stops by at Eve's and Mark's place, and he's looking for Nolan, but Nolan's already left. And so Art's like, "Oh well, that's sad," and he leaves. There's basically a bunch of little scenes in a row towards the end of this issue, because then they're trying to move into his parents' room, and Eve like cleans the sheets down to a molecular level, and Mark's like, "I guess that's okay." And then Eve's phone rings, and it's the Invincible Incorporated. So Mark's got to go. He's got to go out to Nevada, specifically Las Vegas, because that is where Dinosaurus is. And Dinosaurus is tearing shit up in his metal diaper.
That's his battle loincloth, man. Where he poops in for efficiency. I'm sorry, go. You're interrupting you.
So Mark punches him right in his diaper. As Dinosaurus explains to him that he put bombs all over Las Vegas, and their bombs are going to explode the city and turn it into a field of glass. And he, yeah, that's the entire plan, right? He's not sure if it's going to kill him. It might not, but he's willing to die for his cause, I guess. Mm-hmm. Mark goes and gets one of the bombs, but he's got 50 of them. So Mark's kind of outplayed, and they go off, and the entirety of Las Vegas is destroyed. And there's this image of Mark that's sitting in this field of glass, and it's cool. That's the issue.
Yep.
That is a really nice image, though, even though everyone's dead in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people just got real dead.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, it's kind of wild that like Dinosaur's like, yo, you could just like listen, my shits are gonna go off anyway. You could just like be evacuating these people. I don't want to hurt them. I'm just trying to like just destroy the city. I don't want to hurt the people. You could have just been evacuating them all, but you decided not to. So yeah. Thoughts on 80?
I liked it. I always like to see Dinosaurus.
Yeah. Dinosaurus. Wait, what is his motivation? Like he's an eco-terrorist or something?
He's like an eco-terrorist. He's an eco-terrorist dinosaur with a diaper.
Yeah. Yeah. Put that on your resume, huh?
Honestly.
Nice. Why turn Vegas into glass? What was the motivation? How does it help? Is it because of the pollution they produce?
Well, I mean, basically, yeah. And then but we'll see what happened, what the benefits were to turning Vegas into glass,
Yes, of course.
Yeah, So I mean, but I like this issue. It was fun. It was like, I mean, granted, that ending is kind of wild because Mark basically failed and so many people just got killed. And on his first day back, and it's just shit.
Our homeboy's a little rusty. Come on.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's good, and the gravitator, that conversation. You could just sell your tech. You don't have to fucking rob. You don't have to. You're making amazing tech. You don't have to rob a bank just to give your wife a ring, bro. It's those small things in this issue are just really fun, and just that ending is just wow, Yeah. That's all I gotta say.
Cool.
So all right, so we're moving on to 81.
I guess so. My Time to Shine, Invincible 81, starting off right after Vegas got kaputted. So it begins with a news report, lady explaining that Dinosaurus just turned Vegas into glass. The cause of how he did it was really unknown, and people know that the hero on scene was Invincible. So you already know he's going to be taking the blame on it. The news going around everywhere. Britt saw it. Will and his boyfriend saw it. Cecil saw it. Hundreds of thousands of people dead. And of course, your favorite guy who gets pissed off at everything, Powerplex, is pissed off at Invincible again. What are the fucking odds? Because, what else is he going to do? I mean, be a hero? Yeah, apparently he's a part of a hero team now of reformed ex-villains, I think it was, right?
Yeah. I forget what
in the Astounding Wolfman. Suicide Squad.
Not the Suicide. They're not the Suicide. They're just another team of people in the Invincible universe, but we've seen them before in the Astounding Wolfman. They showed up in the Astounding Wolfman, and he joined their team, I guess.
Oh, you wouldn't happen to have the next page of this, would you? Because there's one thing that I wanted to mention. In the background, you could see Totoro.
Oh,
what?
Can you see it?
No, I don't have that, but
he's on the TV. You could see his ears and the umbrella.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That is Totoro.
Yeah. Totally not important, but I just wanted to bring that up as an observation that I got.
Yeah, the team, they're called the Actioneers. That's what they're called.
The Actioneers.
And they mentioned being turned into vampires because I guess Zachariah turned them all into vampires at some point.
That's fun. Well, the head of the Actioneers is trying to calm down Power Flex from hating Invincible because he's changed and he's starting to get over it, but he's obviously having a hard time. We go above the Pentagon, and Eve and Mark are meeting up to have a nice little chit chat about Cecil chewing Mark up about the whole Vegas thing. And it was weird for Mark because usually he's the one chewing Cecil up of doing dumb shit. Now the shoe's on the other foot. Very unfortunate. And all he did was try to help everything and defeat the bad guy as usual, but he really, really dropped the ball on it, and he's having a hard time with dealing with that. And he's starting to think, could there be another way with dealing with these supervillains? Who knows? They fly off into the sunset, very majestic and beautifully. Back inside the Pentagon, Cecil, Donald, Britt are having a chit chat about Invincible. Who's really to blame here? He was doing his job, but obviously so many people died, so someone has to take responsibility of it. Donald's trying to pin it on Invincible. Britt's trying to defend him. And Cecil is trying to think of if Dinosaur is still alive or if he was vaporized, and he wants to go see if he could find him. Let's see. Now we cut to Georgia, where this small shack was destroyed, and we see remnants of someone's battle loincloth on the ground.
You mean diaper?
And Dinosaurus in his human form running away, being incognito now. Back to Eve and Mark. They're off to stop a robbery with Invincible Incorporated, and they see that the robber is using the what's his face's technology.
Yeah, the gravitator.
The gravitator's technology. Apparently, he listened to Mark's advice and sold the equipment, which is great. But also pretty upsetting that he sold it to a criminal. Mark is obviously annoyed at this. After he got hit by it, he realizes he recognizes that weapon. They stop the guy, save the day, take his weapon from him, and he interrogates the guy to see if his accusations were true, that it was the guy from last issue who sold him the weapon. He goes to does this guy have a name?
His name's Chris, I think.
Chris. He goes to Chris's house, and he's like, seriously, dude, I can't believe you sold this to a bank robber. And Chris was like, it's not like there's a lot of options for people to buy this type of technology. And then Mark's like, yeah, but like, that was stupid. Chris's wife, I guess, comes to the door. They have a nice little talk. And what's up?
Is it his fiance? It's his fiance.
Yeah, he didn't. Oh, that's right. He didn't propose yet because he wants to get a ring.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. So Chris was like, "So, am I going to jail now or something?" And Mark's like, "You know what? I have a pretty not that idea. Pretty good idea, possibly. Hold this, and we'll get going." They fly off. Chris is obviously uncomfortable in the scooped hand thing that they do in flying, the whole shtick that they do. Mm-hmm. And we're at the Pentagon, and Mark got Chris a job working alongside Sinclair. Yay. Mark. Cecil is impressed by this guy's technological prowess. He doesn't even have a formal education, but Cecil believes him to be an absolute genius.
Yeah, he said he didn't even graduate high school, but he's making this crazy tech.
Yeah. Yeah, now Cecil's starting to be proud of Mark that he's getting around to more of his kind of thinking of rather than sending these people into jail, have them work for the government. And Mark's like, yeah. Mark flies off. Wouldn't you know it? Powerplex is pissed again and starts attacking Mark over the Vegas debacle. They do the classic exchange of philosophies. And Mark says, look, I know what I did was wrong. I get that. But I didn't mean to do this wrong stuff. All I was trying to do was help. Not a day goes by where I don't think about the people that are hurt. And Powerplex is like, liar, you're an asshole. I know it. And Mark just talks him down, explains to him that I get it. I failed. I really dropped the ball. And you can blame me for all this. What happened to here, what happened to your family? But I'm sorry. I'm genuinely 100% sorry. But with the whole thing that happened with your family, that was on you. You killed them. And Powerplex's like, shit, you're right. I did kill my wife and kid. Damn. And he didn't take that well. He gets arrested by his original team. Cecil comes in, has a conversation about the whole Vegas thing. And Mark says he's dealing with it, but he still looks very distraught. What else can I say about this? Yeah, what else can I say about this? That's actually a really good question. I don't even know what happens in this page. I'm gonna skip it. I don't think there's anything important there.
He literally just says just like, like, even though like we have like some conflict and stuff, you're doing a good job with the Guardians, with your whole like global initiative that we saw in Guarding the Globe. And he's starting to like Cecil a little bit more now than like, squashing their beef that they had previously. And then he like flies off.
Okay. So Mark flies off back to his home. Eve's like, hey, what kept you out so long? And he's like, I ran into Powerplex again. And Eve's like, are you still blaming yourself? The whole Vegas thing? And Mark's like, yes, of course. This whole thing was my fault. I didn't start doing this just because my dad did it. When I got the powers, the world started to suck, and I wanted to start changing it. And then he's like, I don't think I'm actually changing anything. I think we're just doing the same thing over and over again. And I'm sick of it. Eve's like, what are you even trying to say? And Mark's like, I'm not 100% sure. But all I know is the way that we're going right now, things are just getting worse. So ends issue 81 of Invincible. Thoughts?
It's good stuff.
Yeah, it seems like Mark's thinking about quitting being Invincible, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's setting up some interesting stuff for him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's definitely. You go first, Mikey.
Oh no, you can say what you're gonna say real quick.
Like I like how he's just really calling out the generic formula for superheroes. You fight the bad guy, goes to prison, do it again. Fight the bad guy, goes to prison, do it again. He's like, nah, this time I want to change them. I want to help them. I want to grow. I want to have them grow and not be a menace to society anymore, which is good, admirable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty good change. I mean, because like I don't think it's like it's alluding like him quitting. Like maybe he may have like thoughts about maybe quitting being a superhero, which is like a complete contrast from like how he started in the beginning, where like he was so adamant on like getting his powers and like starting to like wear a costume and starting to help people. But like now he's like questioning like if this is the only way to like to get things done, then like it hasn't really done much so far.
Yeah.
And the fact that like he's thinking about thinking more towards like not just doing the whole typical model of being a hero, but like actually like talking to his villains, trying to like help them, is an interesting route perspective with like his hero's journey. And yeah, it's good stuff. I mean, it was like the Chris thing. I think is so funny, like that, like to have you rob a bank and then Invincible catch your ass, you being scared of Invincible, and then being like, oh wait, no, sorry, I'm just trying to get my wife a ring. Invincible telling you, okay, you know what, you can sell your tech instead. Be like, all right, I'm done. So then sell to a fucking criminal and have Invincible come back to your house being like, dude, what the fuck?
My bad. What do you even say at that point? Like, you listened to him, you did exactly what he said.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
And like the fact that like the moment he asks about jail, his fiance is like, "No, you better not take my fucking fiance's ass to jail." Like she's like he has superpowers. What do you think you do?
That's true.
Yeah, but it's this issue, like with that part, and as well as like this whole Mark questioning this whole superhero route is really good. I like it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any other thoughts before we move on?
Not really.
All right, dope. So you're doing 82 now, Christian.
Yes. 82. What's her face is back. What's her name? Galax something?
Galaxa, Universa.
Universa. Okay.
I also want to point out that like I like this arc, these like continuing issues moving forward because like the colorist changes to John Rauch who colors the book instead of I forget the other guy's name but who's been but like his has a more like digital like painted style type look to his coloring, and I think it looks really nice for the rest of these sets of issues. It really sets like the tone well with the art. So yeah, I just want to point that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look how amazing that helmet is, though. Even
Oh,
has a
yeah.
reflection of Mark. Yeah. Also, this cover is horny as fuck.
Yes.
Super kinky.
Yeah, very horny.
Yeah, very much horny. Anywho, off to 82. Didn't mean that to rhyme, but it did. We start off, your boy Rex is back with a beard? Holy shit.
Yeah.
If you guys don't remember, he went to another dimension to fight and liberate them. Yeah. And he's finally back.
You know what's funny? When me and Damone did Guarding the Globe, which the book that y'all didn't show up for. Rex and Monster Girl showed up at the end of that last issue of Guarding the Globe. They just appeared in the portal. And it's like, what's up, guys? We're back. All aged up. Everyone was like, what the fuck? So yeah, I just want to point that out.
Yeah, I would have probably just read that one issue just to see that.
I don't blame you.
But yeah. So Rex is meeting up with Cecil. He says, sit down. How long has it been? What, like less than a year? And
well,
Rex is like,
it's been like, yeah, around that time. Sorry.
Yeah. Been less than a year. And then Rex like, yeah, and being in the other dimension where time goes faster, it's like around 12 years for me. And Cecil's like, all right, let's go catch you up to speed. So you ruled the Flaxens. You sent peace in there. You basically became their ruler, saved their world. Nothing more to do. And now you're excited to get back into helping things. Why did you come back if you made that world such a utopia? And Rex was like, I did everything I could. I'm here back home for personal reasons, I guess. And Cecil thinks that's kind of sus. But he says sorry to hear that he had to leave. Rex is like, yeah, no worries. No need to talk about that. Let's stop talking about that and move on. I'm ready to help this world and the people who inhabit it. Cecil's like, yeah, no, I totally understand. Keeping an eye on this world is a really tough job, man. So do you want your old job back? And Rex like, what? What do you mean? Get my old job back? Was I fired? He's like, you are, but let's see. I see something bigger for you now. The climate for superhumans has changed, and he wants to send him in a whole new recruiting mission to have the Guardians of the Globe really be the Guardians of the Globe. Organizations like the teams of Capes Incorporated, the Actioneers, Wolfman, and the Wolf Corpse. Is that really the Wolf Corpse?
Yeah, the Wolf Corps. Yeah.
Oh God, that's a stupid ass name.
I mean, the Hampton School for Gifted Werewolves is better, but I mean, but I'm not complaining here, Kirkman.
I really hate the section of this world with the wolves. It's just so dumb. But anyway, Tech Jacket. Your boy, me, Invincible. The newly expanded roster of the Guardians of the Globe. All of them. I want to make them one concisive unit, right? And I'm going to be able to do that with you. You're perfect for the job. I've seen what you can do with your machines. You're able to split your head into hundreds of different areas. You're perfect to control all these people all at once. And Rex is like, you know what? Yeah, I'll take the job. That sounds perfect for me. It's going to be a welcome distraction. And Cecil's like, fan-fucking-tastic. Let's get started. Now we're at the Stronghold prison with Invincible, and he comes to visit fucking Universa?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, Universa, who's tied up in chains. She's obviously pissed to see him because he was the one who sent her into the prison in the first place, and now that she's locked up, countless of people are going to perish at her home world. Mark's like, yeah, I know. I'm sorry. She's like, I'll kill you. And Mark's trying to explain his viewpoint, but she keeps on talking over him. And he's like, all right, woman, let the man speak. And she's like, okay. Universe gets quiet. Mark asks to get her unshackled so they could have a decent conversation. And the prison guard's like, yeah, fuck no. Like, she might not be a threat to you, but to us, we're squishy. So have your conversation as is. So they have a conversation. We go to Duplicate and Eve having a nice little dinner, as female friends do. Eve's talking about Immortal, kids. Eve's like, oh man, I'm so happy to see you again. Yeah, I don't have a lot of friends. you're the only person I have to talk to. And Eve's like, oh wow, you're having a salad. Great job. You're finally gonna start losing weight. And then Eve's like, what? What do you mean? I like salad. He's like, oh yeah, but you're still losing weight for Mark, right? And she's like, Mark loves me for who I am. I'm not gonna be fucking calorie counter. I'm totally fine with my body. What else?
She's such a bitch, and I hate her.
Yeah, she's being a real bitch about Eve's weight. Back to the Pentagon. Donald comes in to report to Cecil that Dinosaurus is both alive and here in the Pentagon. It's Dinosaurus in his human form, surrounded by guns. David Anderson, his name. Cecil says, so happy that you turned yourself in. But why the fuck are you here? David's like, all right, I figured since... fuck, what did he say? Give me a second. Let me bring this back up. Okay. David Anderson, we're grateful that you turned yourself in, but you must understand we have to take precautions. And then David Anderson goes, I ain't going to turn into him, bro. I figured out how to stop it. So please make sure these dudes don't shoot me. Okay, that's what he said. Back to Mark and Universe at the prison, having a little chit chat over why the fuck that whole encounter of you trying to steal energy happened. Universe is like, why are you here? Just have a talk. Invincible's like, I'm gonna try to figure out if we can let you go. Now that I got your attention, firstly, I had to admit you did some bad stuff, really bad stuff, killed a lot of people. But keeping you here is not really going to accomplish anything. So I'm thinking if I talk to Cecil, maybe we could get to the bottom of this and figure out how we could help your planet. I don't think you're evil. I just think you're desperate. You just want to save your planet, though, right? Without hurting anyone. If you could do it without hurting anyone, we're good to go. Universe is like, I don't know. Seems kind of sus. And Mark's like, let's be clear. I let you go, and also somehow help you. We could cooperate and help your planet, and you aren't going to fight me. Sound like a deal? Universal's like, yeah, sounds like a pretty good deal. She gets freed. She comes by. Cecil has a conversation with Mark. Says, all right, we'll just give her some of our power, enough to get by. Give her enough energy to get back home for an unlimited amount of time, and it'll only cost us a couple $100 million in electricity. It's not a bad compromise. Not a bad compromise at all. Mark's like, people were scared of her. That's a problem. Anyway, it looks like she's almost done and need to escort back to the next power plant. Cecil was like, all right, after you're done with this, I want to have a conversation with you. It's nothing serious, but I want you to head back to the Pentagon. Mark's like, all right, yeah, sure. They finish up collecting power. Universal thanks him. Mark's like, no problem. It's no sweat off our back. Universal's like, I'm sorry to have to keep you a prisoner. I attacked you. It was wrong and tried to overpower you and take what I needed. But you were right. I was desperate. And you're a great man for forgiving my actions. Mark's like, oh, wow, thanks. And I think she's kind of flirting with him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's beside the point. And she's like, I hope one day to repay your kindness. And she flies off to the sunset. Back to David, your boy. He's got arrested. He says, I want to. The only reason I turn into the dinosaur guy is at times of what is it? When you don't care, that feeling where you just don't care about anything. Cecil's like, you mean indifference? Nah, that's not what I mean. It's like where you feel like, oh well, and you don't really have an opinion on anything. And Cecil's like, yeah, it's called indifference. So you're saying when you're overwhelmed with feelings of indifference, you turn into a dinosaur. And Dave's like, yeah, that's exactly it. Then we go to the Guardians of the Globe. And we have Mark and Monster Girl all grown up. Monster Girl all grown up. Yeah, we have a picture of that. Cool. Rex goes, I accepted the course. It's a really good idea. It's definitely how it'd be most useful. It's really glorified dispatcher guy. And I think it'll give me some purpose, something that I really missed. And he feels pretty excited about his new job. And then Monster Girl's like, I don't know, man. Everything just seems so different. And Rex is like, yeah, you're right. It does seem different. Back to the Pentagon. Cecil's having a conversation with Mark. Mark's like, why'd you bring me here? Cecil's like, you know what? You've been, I think we were just past all that. I want to relax and just have a conversation. Brought you up here to speed with various things that were happening while you were gone, and you witnessed firsthand just how bad things are. Mark goes, yeah, it was always dangerous, but I couldn't stand a few more bank robbers or a lot less destroyed cities. Not to make lightweight of things. And I think this is just where Cecil shows Mark what he's been working on this entire time, which is the reanimen of the dead corpses of the Invincibles that were from different timelines. Yeah, Cecil's finally being 100% straight with Mark and showing him everything. So ends issue 82 of Invincible.
Thoughts on 82? It's good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I don't really have any thoughts on it. I thought it was fine.
Yeah,
I like because I was waiting for that confrontation where like Cecil finally show Mark the Reaniman of like all the doppelgangers, and like we're gonna see what his reaction to it like in the next issue. But yeah, I mean, this was an okay issue. I mean, it wasn't that great. It's probably like in my opinion, like it's not. This one and the next one are a little like the weaker of the bunch. But I mean, like I'm happy that like they tied the whole Universa thing back up. I mean, I don't know if she's ever gonna come back, but I mean it was okay. I like the fact like Mark's like he's again showcasing his different approach to superheroing, and yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, I guess that was just the point of this whole issue, just to really hammer down that Mark's trying to change his philosophy on things now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was good to see Rex and Monster Girl again.
Yeah, fucking Monster Girl, looking hella aged up.
Yeah. Bro, I don't know. It still feels kind of weird. Like, she was like 12 or.
We'll see everyone's reactions to it in the next issue or next issue I think. But like yeah, like they're adults now, and it's kind of, and the thing is like I love that like Rex looks a lot like like Rex-Plode, and it's like and we're gonna see Eve's reaction to that, and it's like
do you think they'll for the show Invincible, when they reveal a robot, that they would go with this Rex-Plode design or the new Rex-Plode design for his base human form, whatever?
Wait, you mean like what do you mean like
when robots revealed to be this goop boy cancer ball in a tube?
Tumor baby? Yeah,
the tumor baby, and he makes his own body. Do you think he's gonna make a body that looks like the Rex in the TV show or the Rex in the comic?
Probably the TV show.
I kind of don't. I think it's gonna be in the comics.
Oh really? I mean,
yeah.
Why?
I like this Rex design. Two, I feel like, why did he pick Rex in the first place? I know they explained it because he respected Rex and thought he was cool and whatever, but it's kind of a bullshit explanation.
It is. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of like Rex is like, I mean, you could have chose any other hero, exactly. But like Rex is like also like in peak physical condition and stuff like that. So
true.
That's also a factor. So because like as a kid, he's gonna have, even if it's like a young body, he's gonna have the potential to be like peak physical condition, and he probably is in that shape right now, like after coming back. But I don't know. We'll see. If I think that reveal will happen in the show because it's like the 6 volumes. I think that happens within the 6 volumes, that reveal of Robot. So
I can't wait.
Yeah, but yeah. Any other thoughts on 82 before we move on?
No thoughts. Head empty.
All right, cool. So issue 83 of Invincible. Interesting cover. Because it was like I was like, wow, we're gonna get an issue with these two fuckers now. Okay. All right, so issue 83 again picks up where we left off, like from issue 82, and yeah, so Mark is reacting to the fact that Cecil made a Reaniman of all of his doppelgangers, and Cecil's just like, listen, before you choke me out, I want to explain. I understand, and like the thing is, like Mark's like, wait, so these are all you made Reaniman of all the doppelgangers that Angstrom Levy brought during the Invincible War, and he's like, yeah, I mean, here's the thing, right? I mean, your body, you're like Viltrumite, having Reaniman out of like Viltrumite bodies was like not a thing we just couldn't pass up because it could be a really good advantage towards helping people, and like I mean, granted, is it weird? Is it invasion? Is it an invasion of like your like body? Yeah, but I mean, like, listen, it was the right thing to do. And then he's like, and things like, frankly, he's like, I can see why you would like, this would anger you, be upset, but like, yeah, no, we did the right thing. And he's like, wait a minute, you're not choking me out. And he's like, oh yeah, no, I'm not. I think here's the thing, right? Even though it makes me uncomfortable, it makes sense. Like I understand, like these are probably going to be really big assets to the Pentagon, and here's the thing, I'm all for it. And it's like it's kind of weird seeing myself dead, though. I'm not gonna lie. But the thing is, like between us, things have changed. I've changed. My mindset's a bit different from like how I started out. So I'm happy that like thing is like we're on the same page with this. It's still weird, but we're on the same page. But I think I like this question he asked. He's like, wait a minute. So like they're not gonna like suddenly wake up and decide to like take over the world again. And he's like, oh no, like D.A. Sinclair perfected the technology so that what's up, Mr. Brooks? Sorry, I gotta shout out Mr. Brooks right here real quick. But he basically doesn't want he's basically perfected the technology so that the only brain function that's active is the motor skills, and that's it. They don't actually think or do anything for themselves. And he's like, okay, dope. As long as they don't do that, we're cool. And then just Mark leaves the white room, and Cecil's just like, wow, that's some progress. But yeah, so after that, it transitions to the headquarters of Titan, where we get to see our rock gangster boy getting stuff done, and we get he gets acquainted with Magnum Maniac and the Tether Tyrant, who we saw obviously time and time again as one out and about villains in the Invincible series so far. And they basically like, listen, like, because like what happened was they went straight for a little while, and they basically like tried to like get normal jobs and all that stuff, but wasn't paying the bills. So they want to get back into the criminal fold, to actually like pay the rent and all that stuff. And then here's the thing, Titan's like, you know what, I respect that, but at the same time, like, listen, like I respect that, it's admirable, but like here's the thing, like I'm trying to rebuild the organization, after what happened in the whole like with the Order, with like in the Guardian of the Globe volume, because the Order is kind of crazy right now, kind of in in shambles. And he's like, so like basically like y'all gonna have to like pull your weight around here, like it's not gonna be this easy. And then they accept it and they move on. So it transitions back to the Grayson house with Mark and Eve, and basically Eve's starting to she's settling in, she's buying, she's redecorating the place because they don't know how long when Nolan and Debbie will be back. So they're making their his childhood home like their home now. And then they're just talking about like this what happened with Cecil. I talked with Cecil, and we had like a very creepy experience. And then he kind of made me into. It's like he's like she immediately knows. He's like, wait, did she make all your doppelgangers into Reaniman? That's kind of disgusting. He's like, yeah, it's fine, but like we don't have to talk about that now. We can just like we have to prepare to go to this party. So yeah, so basically like the Guardians of the Trenches of the Guardians of the Globe back in Utah are having a welcome back party for Amanda and Rex, aka Monster Girl and Robot. And all of the men are taking a little getting a little distracted by Amanda, because Shotty kind of thick now.
I can't see her. I'm sorry. I see her 12. It's weird.
I know, that's the thing, right? Like we saw these when they were kids, and it's like now they're adults now, so like what the fuck, Everyone's sick. So what was it? It's Bulletproof, Black Samson, Kid Thor, Shapesmith, and Kaboomerang. They're all just trying to get a conversation with her, and you just see Robot in the corner, just being a little jealous, watching them. And then you see Knockout. It's like, yeah, I gotta get my fiance the fuck out of there before he decides to like tackle her. it's like they're just being casual, and it's good stuff. So Invincible talks to Robot, and he's like, listen, it's like I've got to admit, I'm not gonna lie, it's really nice having you around. Like Loki kind of missed you, even though it's kind of like weird that like you and Monster Girl are like adults now, and it's kind of wild. And it's like and he asks like, is everything between you and her okay? And he's like no, like not really, not really. And you see like the doubt on his face. And I want to point out that like Monster Girl basically, while she's talking to Bulletproof, basically, and like she basically says that like even though like last time they were 12, and like she looks like she's in like her they look like they're in like their 20s, like their late 20s, early 30s. Like they're actually their mindsets in like they're in their 40s, and like mentally they're in their 40s. So like they're adults, you know, mentally and physically. So transitions back to the apartment of Magnamaniac and Tether Tyrant, and basically he's just like, you know, Tanton gave him a task to go stake out this fortress to go steal to go like take something from Machine Head, who was Titan's boss originally before he took his place. So Magnamaniac's gonna stake out, and he's like, yeah, and then basically like Tanton's like, you know what, I gotta like, you know, it's fine, I'll just chill here. I gotta like, you know, separate myself from the tether harness that he's in, because it's kind of like you know, I remember Matt earlier in this when we did this podcast, he described him as like Doc Ock, but he's kind of like a mix of like Doc Ock and like Venom in a way. Like the tethers are like sentient and like have a mind of their own, and he has to like, you know, be relinquished from them so they don't bond to him like permanently. He's actually talking to it in these pages, like, you know, like, hey, like, he's like, listen, like, you're like, I know, like, he knows we're alive, like, he knows you're alive, it's fine, like, you know, me and Henry aren't keeping anything secret, which makes me think, are they a couple? Do you get like are they like a couple in this? Do you guys get those vibes or no?
A little bit.
The man and the jacket.
No. Tether Tyrant and Magnamaniac.
Oh,
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I was thinking the man in the jacket.
I thought that was
roommates. No, I didn't mean the tether. No.
Yeah, because they're definitely, that guy's definitely fucking that jacket, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, you know, they're talking like, yeah, he knows you're alive. It's fine. And he's like, listen, like, you know, like, I know you wanted to do the whole permanent bond thing because, you know, it would make me stronger and it would really help against, you know, going into this Machine Head. But like, you know, it's not what I want. And he's like, you know, I was like, I made up my mind. It's final. And then he's like, and then that's basically, he doesn't want to do a permanent bond like what the tether is telling him to do, because like he doesn't want it. And it transitions back to the party where we see Monster Girl and Bulletproof. Bulletproof, you know, trying to like, he's flirting a little bit with her, and you see like Rex just like, like she should be mine. And then, you know, Bulletproof trying to talk to her like, hey, like, are you between like, are you guys good between like, you know, you and Rex? And like, you know, because last time we saw you guys had a little puppy love thing going on. And, you know, we all love that little puppy love that they had when they were younger. And she's like, listen, it's like, you know, we're over, you know, like, you know, I'm just trying to do my own thing right now. And like, there's nothing really between us. And he's like, listen, I want to have sex with you, but like, you know, because I'm an adult again. So like, I'm happy about that. But like, you know, it's just too soon right now. Transitions back to Mark and Eve after the party. And, you know, they're just talking about, you know, they're experiencing, you know, Amanda and Rex, you know, aged up. And Eve makes the notion that, like, you know, she's really uncomfortable seeing Rex, you know, like Rex robot now, because she looks literally like a full grown like Rex-Plode, and it just makes her really uncomfortable, you know. And, you know, so then after like their conversation, she's like, you know what, have me cheer me up by having sex with me, you know, on your parents' bed. And he's like, I don't wanna. It's just like, you're just being weird. But like as zero, like I would be too.
Yeah, that one I get.
Yeah. So then it transitions back to Magnamaniac and Tether Tyrant attacking a Machine Head. And, you know, they encounter this guy, his one of Machine Head's lackeys named the Vault, and they start getting into a fight. And then the Vault makes he has like electric powers in a way, and he figures out that, like, you know, because Magnamaniac can't be like shot, like his body's made out of magma, so like how does his brain work? He figures out like, oh, like his brain's on another like electrical frequency which keeps him conscious, you know, cognitive. So what if you can, like, you know, disrupt that? So what happens is he basically takes his hands and like disrupts the current that keeps Magnamaniac alive in his head, and, you know, he just becomes mush, and you just see, like, you know, Tether Tyrant just go crazy. He's like, oh, James, no, like, come on, you can grow a new head back, it's fine. Which makes me think, like, are they? I just think that they're together, you know, like
maybe.
No, man,
like why would he care? Why would he care so much?
I still think that they're just roommates.
Yeah,
they occasionally kiss each other from time to time, but, you know, not in a gay way.
Exactly. So then he was basically like, after seeing, you know, his either roommate or lover die right in front of him, he's like, you know what, fuck it, I'll do the permanent bond just I don't give a fuck anymore. Let's do this. So then obviously we see the tether really like go into his body, and it just looks really gross. And I didn't get this page here, but we get this really dope like double page splash of like Tether Tyrant like in like his own head. It's like a very like black area, and you see like various like positions, poses of him like talking to himself. Like, hey, like listen, never mind. I don't want. He's like regretting the whole thing. I don't want this. Let me out. Like I want control. He's like, let me get control back. And then basically like you just see him transition to him attacking the Guardians of the Globe, and you're just like, what the fuck? And you just see him looking like all gross. He's butt ass naked, just like the tether and stuff like that. I was like in his body. It looks really gross. Kind of like a more symbiote like now.
Yeah.
And
a lot more symbiote like.
Yeah, and then basically he's finding the Guardians of the Globe. He's like, wait, what the fuck happened? And then basically just like, like, listen, I surrender, even though like he's holding a car, like bulletproof, like takes it out of him. And basically like, I'm so sorry. And it's like, and then we get the reveal though, like from Britt, that like, he literally has been on a rampage for the past 4 hours and doesn't buy the fact that like, oh, he just suddenly just gets control again and wants to surrender. So like, what, he's going to jail. Which made me feel bad for him in a way, because like he really didn't want this, and like he didn't have control, but they just don't believe him. And then Invincible comes in and is like, wait a minute, the fight's over? God damn it. And the next he just like after while the Guardians take up Tether Tyrant away, Cecil pops in, talks to Mark, and it's just basically just like, he's like like they just talk about, this thing, right? Like, even though like I'm sorry that I had to wake you up, because we saw you could use your help. And he's like, listen, it's whatever, just like get your sleep, and we'll call you when we need you. And he's like, yeah, good to know. So it transitions back to Rex and Amanda in the Guardians of the Globe headquarters in Utah. He's taking a shower. He's taking a shower, and she popped in, to use the showers. And he's just like, listen, he's like, I know it's I know it feels a little bit weird like being back. And then she's like, yeah. And she's like, Rex, she's like, I don't want to. Like, can we talk about it? And she's like, I don't want to talk. And I just want to forget. When I want to come back here, I want to come back here to forget what you did. So can you just like let me forget? And that's basically how issue 83 ends. So something happened that Rex just can't forgive her for, and we will find that out whenever that happens. So thoughts on issue 83?
No. No thoughts. Yeah, I mean, it was just, I guess most of it's just teasing on what happens through the other dimension with Rex, Monster Girl.
Yeah, I kind of don't care.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think this issue was very interesting.
I mean, yeah, as I said, it's one of the weaker. Like this one and the last one are kind of like the weaker in this arc. But like, I mean, it's fine. I'm liking the whole, because like I like the whole that like what's it called, the contrast from like where they were when they started like being a very like puppy love type thing. Now they're distant for whatever reason that we don't know. I think it's cool. I mean, and the whole Tether Tyrant thing, I think it's fine. I mean, it's just like, it's a one-off thing. And so I mean, it was okay, but that's basically my thoughts on it. So that's it. You want us to move on?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Let's just move on.
So issue hold on. Issue 84. The final issue that we're gonna talk about. Great, cool cover. Yeah, it's just very simple. Just Invincible looking down and just like with the mask off and just like this black. That's it. But yeah, so this issue starts up with William and Eve talking to each other. And they're just catching up because that's one of her only friends is fucking William and Duplicate are her only friends. And she's just talking to him. She's listening, like, how are you, and like how have you been? Like, how are you and Mark doing? Like, because we saw the whole Vegas situation, and he's like, yeah, like he has a lot on his mind, but he's managing it. And he's like, listen, he's like, I always felt he's like, I always felt like, I always felt sorry for Mark, when like, catastrophes happen, like he has to basically deals with it on his own. And he's like, I mean, it's like I screw up at my job, when I make the wrong coffee and stuff, I kind of feel bad a little bit, And like that's kind of the same thing, but like it's like Mark didn't screw up in Las Vegas. It wasn't his fault. And he's like, yeah, boy, I'm sorry. Like, yeah, I got pull the claws back a little bit. And he's like, listen, it's like he's like, maybe I'm just like, I was downplaying a little bit, but like, he's taking it pretty hard. So it transitions back to Las Vegas, where we see, now we're seeing what they're planning on doing with that now that like Las Vegas is turned to glass. And so they basically, their plan is like the Pentagon is making these with the help of DA Sinclair and now Chris. They're making these ginormous solar panels that are going to be reflecting off the glass to basically like turn into solar energy and basically like have cheap at almost like renewable electricity for like half of the country. And Mark is still kind of like still not really like hesitant about it because he like this is a burial ground essentially. Like all this is a site where a bunch of people died. But he's like, listen, I know that happened, but like at the end of the day, we're turning something good out of it. And listen, you brought this Chris guy, and listen, he's doing great work with Sinclair. And Mark's like, yeah, I mean, I understand, but I mean, like, and then but then he notices like when Cecil's telling him the benefits, he was basically saying like, Dinosaurus was right, and he was just like, wait, what? And he's like, oh, nothing. He brushes it off. So we're getting a little bit more like he's thinking a little bit more about this route that Dinosaurus is taking. And we transition back to the Guardians of the Globe, where we get to see, Rex is deciding to move into the Guardians of the Globe headquarters because, he can better operate all of the different various teams and stuff, at the headquarters, just makes it easier. And, Amanda decided, she's going to, get a place of her own. And, they're basically just going on their separate, they're going their separate ways. And she notices like, listen, like, I saw you watch me at the party, and I just want to let you know I didn't have sex with Bulletproof. And she's like, I don't care, not anymore. So again, showing more of their distance. It transitions back to Mark and Eve. Mark is coming home, like Eve's coming home from getting grocery shopping, and like Mark wants to tell Eve something, but promises not to freak out. And it's like, don't worry about it. I just want to let you know, like, listen, it's like you love me no matter what, right? Like, what if I did something completely crazy? And if I told you that I knew it was like, it was for a good thing, like, things wouldn't change between us. Like, you trust me. And she's like, listen, like, short answer is like, what the hell? Like short answer, yes. It's like, what long time? What the hell are you talking about? It's like, listen, right? It's like, I'm gonna do something that I feel like I have to do, but it might look like a little scary and like not it might look like I don't have the best intentions, but in the end of the day, like I'm doing the right thing here. And she's like, you're scaring me. He's like, listen, like I just want to know that like things won't change between us if I do what I want to do. And she's like, listen, she's like, I'll always have her back no matter what. Like no matter what happens, like nothing's gonna change. Nothing's gonna change how I feel about you, how our relationship is. And and basically that's basically, and they basically like, hey, I love you too, and they share a hug. And so and I love the fact that like, oh yeah, because last issue I just remembered that like it's revealed that like he says to Mark last issue that like he doesn't sleep. Caesar doesn't sleep. He just sleeps and he just rests in some goo for an hour and he keeps him young. Because like him sleeping makes him like the best person from the job because he's always alert 24/7. Mark thought it was a joke, to reveal that like he actually does lay in some goo for an hour every day to avoid not to like to get him to not sleep.
And so to be a man to lay in goo for an hour.
Yeah.
What a good way to live.
And then Cecil questions is like, hey boss, what? What's going on? And basically he's like, well, here's the thing, right? We got a situation like Invincible, right? You need to come right away. It's like, what is it? Like, where is he? And turns out he's at the Pentagon trying to free Dinosaurus from their custody. And he's basically like, listen, like, I'm here to save you. The Dinosaur's like, well, I don't wanna go. I'm kind of good here though. But here's the thing, like, and he's like, listen, like, I need you to go into Dinosaurus form because listen, I'm having more change of heart with how I'm doing things. I like more of Dinosaurus' path a lot better. So yeah, like just tell me like how do I get you in that form? Like, do I gotta get you mad or something? And then basically like, no, like I gotta like, be in a state of not caring about something. Oh, you mean indifference? Like, oh yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, well, yeah, that's it, what you said. And so he's like, but like, so like, listen, like you gotta get me to not care about anything in order to save me, in order to like, save me. So then he just explains his entire life story from like the beginning of Invincible, and it's funny as fuck. And he's just like, oh, he just starts to not care, and then he just transforms. And then basically like, listen, like, are you sure you want to do this? Because there's no going back at this point. And Mark's like, yeah. I just like he was like, I think it was like, what? I'm not gonna lie, like, the thing that you did in Vegas actually like had a lot of benefits. I thought you were just being maniacal. And so I was like, no. Destroying Vegas was gonna benefit the rest of the rest of the world. Like, I wasn't right about that. So he's like, the basic thing, like, hey, like, what other plans do you have in mind that, like, that I can get involved in? Because he wants to, like, make a more grandiose effort, and so then Cecil is basically like, enough of this, and unleashes all of the Reanimen on the Invincible Reanimen on Mark and Dinosaurus to start to fight back. And they're actually doing a big number on the both of them. And they're getting they're getting their asses being pummeled and all that stuff. And then basically Dinosaurus like, listen, if you wanna, we gotta get the fuck out of here. We're actually gonna, like, do something. So then him and Mark escape, and it transitions back to Donald and Cecil, and basically listens like, okay, they're like at like DEFCON like red right now because Mark just fucking broke Dinosaurus out of prison, and basically Cecil's worst nightmare actually coming true. And basically like, ready up, is like, shut up, like, I need all like 3 squadrons ready to launch in like 2 minutes. To like, know all of all the soldiers they have available are on high alert. They're watching the Pentagon, they're watching the Guardians of the Globe headquarters, they're even at the Grayson house. And all you see is Cecil teleport in with some random men being like, yo, I wish I had more information for you, but like, yo, where's Mark? And he's like, oh, he told me that he was about to be doing something. And he's like, oh yeah, yeah, that's unimportant, but the thing is like, yeah, he broke Dinosaurus out of jail. So now he's basically a wanted fugitive at this point. And he's like, wait, like, you can't be sure that's not Mark. Mark wouldn't do that. And basically he's just reiterating that, like, listen, like, I have no idea what he's capable of at this point. He could be like, finally following his dad's footsteps, like, conquering the fucking planet now. But like, so this could actually be the end for us at this point. And then so basically, like, again, Cecil loses, like, okay, Mark is enemy number 1 now. So like, that's because he broke Dinosaurus out of jail. So now then it transitions back to Dinosaurus's secret headquarters. And basically he's like, listen, like, he's like, Dinosaurus was like, yo, ready to get started? And he's like, yeah, man, let's save the world. And that's how it ends. So any thoughts on issue 84 of Invincible?
Hell yes. This I'm excited for. This is good. I think these issues we kind of read today were kind of boring. I think they were important and they'd set up a lot of stuff, but they were kind of boring. This shit, Mark working with a talking dinosaur man, I'm down for this. This is the book I want to read.
Yeah. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dinosaurs just make things better.
They do.
Especially when they're eco-terrorists.
Dinosaurus is awesome. He's great. I love him, and I'm very excited for this.
Mm.
Yeah.
I bet Cecil's thinking like, shit, Omni-Man 2.0. Fucking A.
Yeah.
Super upsetting. But yeah. I like this new Mark.
Me too.
I can't wait to see how it hits the fan.
I'm very excited.
I can go 2 ways. I can go really well or really fucking bad. So
yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna be the whole question of what the actual plan is now for the next volume. But I mean, yeah, that just like now that like Mark's like he's public enemy number 1 now, it's a huge turn from like, that's a good way to come back after a war in fucking space,
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, it's gonna be good stuff. But yeah, any other thoughts on issue well, any final thoughts on issue 8? Well, any all on issue 84 for moving for our like final impressions of the arc?
Let's get a final impressions.
Yeah. So final thoughts on the Get Smart arc of Invincible.
It was fine, but I think it's gonna lead into better shit.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was okay. It was basically like setting up like some small things with basically with small things with Robot and Monster Girl. Like what did they do in the dimension that separated the two of them, as well as like the stuff with Dinosaurus. Mark having his own a change course of action. With
I like to think that Monster Girl just tried butt stuff on Rex, and that's why he's acting so weird this entire time.
That's definitely what it is.
Yeah, just like shoves a finger up his butt without asking. He's like, oh! And now it's just like I can never forget what you did in the other dimension.
We need to go home. We need to go home now.
Going home. You've done the shit.
Yeah, but this arc was okay. It was just breathing room, but it was average breathing room.
Yeah, it's fine. I enjoyed it.
It was nothing heavy. It was nothing intense. It's just information, I guess.
Yeah.
Just to set things up and what.
Yeah.
All that.
Mm-hmm. But we learned one important lesson, guys.
Was it the Alan Fox?
Besides that, Duplicate is a bitch.
Yeah, she really is. I didn't even put into perspective how much of a bitch she was. I mean, obviously she was, since she was having sex with Rex while he was dating Eve. But yeah, she's a bitch. She should have been like, oh, you're eating a salad? That's so good. Why is that good, Eve? Why? Tell you fat? Fuck you.
Yeah. We also did another important lesson. Dinosaurs be wearing that diaper, though.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
All right, well, any other thoughts before we close out?
I don't think so.
It's a battle tunic, man, in a diaper. All warriors wear them. You can't waste time pooping on the battlefield, man. Just gotta do it on the go.
Yeah, man. Yeah. All right, well, I guess we'll close out. Well, thanks all for watching, or for people that will watch this later on. So next week we are going to be covering let me check the spreadsheet real quick. We're going to be talking about volume 16, Famiy Ties, which is a sitcom I also have not seen. And that will be covering issues 85 to 90. So like we're literally almost at 100. And yeah, so that's gonna be fun. Me and Christian already know what's gonna happen. Like that's gonna be a real change of pace for what's to come with Invincible. I'm excited. And but here's the thing though, guys, we're not technically done here, because today is a double feature Invincible thing, because there's an Amazon animated series out.
What?
This week?
That's crazy. Of what, Mikey? What could have possibly have come out this week that we, the Invincible podcast, would care about?
I mean, I guess Amazon Prime's Invincible. I think.
Wow.
Yeah, as what Matt's pointing, Invincible now on Amazon. I mean, is it even possible?
Wow.
Yeah, so stay tuned in like 30, like I don't know how long it will take us to set up, but like we will be doing our review for the first 3 episodes of Amazon Prime's Invincible. So yeah, so Chris, you want to do another the second intro before we do the last one?
Yeah. Now that Invincible is out on Amazon, everything is good. You want to know why? Because Invincible was the cure for COVID this entire time. And I think that's the real lesson that we could get from this. So from here on out, no more COVID talk, only Invincible being the cure for COVID talk. I mean, think about it. Our podcast, vaccines are out. Summer's coming. I don't know. Everything's good now. I'm not saying that Invincible helped us through these trying times, but I'm not saying it. So,
well
yeah.
said. Obviously, okay, and obviously the quote, "The blue without fear." Again, wash your damn hands, people, and stay tuned for our review coming up. All right, get home safe.